allow the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Hello there. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. So thank you so much for joining me again for the real deal. So tonight, we are starting with what should ordinarily be a bombshell in Nigeria, but nothing really moves these people as it should. However, just add it to one of the reasons why when it is your turn to stand up, you probably can use that as one of the reasons, right? And what is that? In the last 10 years, it's been reported that the NNPC Nigeria has been shortchanging Nigeria. You see, the NNPC, which is in charge of the Nigeria crude oil or the oil sector, they're also in charge of selling this crude oil, remitting the same money to the Central Bank of Nigeria for the prompt disbursement. In the last 10 years, it's been a cesspool of the worst criminals you can think of who have been in charge, and courtesy of the APC. So after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description of it as well, because that's not the only thing we're talking about tonight. Then like the broadcast, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them all, Mayegun is live. Also tonight, we are going to go to Kaduna, where Tifnumbu was actually shown the real feeling of the people, rather than the sycophants, the hypocrites around him, these praise singers. You know, people were mad enough that they almost attacked Tifnumbu physically today. But for those who didn't get to the venue, they took their own anger out on the colorful banners, posters, billboards, praising Tifnumbu, and at the same time praising Ubasani, talking about 2027. So people had them demolished, destroyed. I'll share that with you. And it's not just in Kaduna. Same thing happened in Kano for some reason. Same action. Well, maybe for different reason though, because it's almost like the same reason where they had anything APC or Tifnumbu vandalized. Just 2 days or 3 days ago, the people of Kwale in Delta State were attacked by the Nigerian army and the Nigerian police for celebrating 16 years of darkness that they've last seen the electricity last. Like they've last seen the electricity. 16 years. So they too took out their own anger on every available billboard, political billboard around them, destroyed them. All of these angers, right? They are brewing, and they are also pointers to let you know that it is just going to take a tiny spark. You see, Nigerians have witnessed wars of the wars, and they have been promised that the worst is yet to come. So meaning they are bottling up their frustration, their anger and all that. So the day that everything is going to go up in smoke, it may just be something so pedestrian that everybody will be wondering, how did that bring down this hegemony, this establishment? you and I will be here to remind ourselves that all this built up, the criminal politicians, they didn't care, because to them, it will never happen. Also today, the Sham trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I mean, the prosecution who has been in the news in the last 3-4 weeks, they have closed their case today, which even us, not present in court, can tell you how, like, tissue of, of evidence, like how tissue of a paper, they pretty much, I mean, their evidence, it's not worthy of the paper they possibly write them on. So it's been trashed partly, right? So we're going to touch that this evening, because in another 1 month, it will be expected of a Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team to put up at their own defense. And then, get to hear what the court had to say, or the judge had to say after that. So tonight, I've got a wrap for you on that. So I kind of come loaded, but let's see how far that takes us. And eventually, we'll have a chance of taking course tonight. Let's start with this discovery, which in itself, apart from the drama or the laugh or the size that will follow, we kind of believe that nothing will happen. So let me give you the backstory again. So the NNPC in Nigeria, right, under APC, they have shortchanged Nigeria so much that people have grown sort of like, disinterested, so to say. Usually you will see in Nigerian newspapers, they will tell you how much crude oil Nigeria sold, how much money they made from it, how much of that money is shared, and who got what and when. That used to be a thing. But when the APC came to power 10 years ago, that stopped. And then the total desecration, pillaging of that sector began. So what was that? NNPC suddenly no longer remit money because they were using the money to pay for subsidy. Guess who they are paying the subsidy to? To themselves. Because when Bokuwari came in, they ended up like giving the sole import license to import fuel to Nigeria to NNPC. And that got so abused that these guys were just writing invoices and cashing out while telling Nigeria, right, that the reason why they were not remitting money per se was simply because they were using the money to pay for subsidy. And how did that come by? When these guys were in the opposition, Goodluck Jonathan removed subsidy in Nigeria. And suddenly, the price of petroleum jumped from 87 naira to 140 naira or so. All hell broke loose by these guys. You know the story. So Jonathan reversed that. However, when they came in, meanwhile, rather, when Jonathan was there, right, Nigeria was paying, when Nigerians were buying a liter of petroleum for 87 naira per liter, Nigeria was paying the subsidy yearly of between 200 and 255 billion naira. The highest Jonathan paid for subsidy, right, throughout his time was 700 billion naira. So when Bokuwari came, they said subsidy was a scam. Who are they paying it to? The difference between Bokuwari and Jonathan is that Jonathan shared the license to his friends, his pals. But when Bokuwari came in, he changed it, gave it to like NNPC. Now, not only that they are selling crude oil, they are also importing the refined crude, which is the the finished product, PMS, AGO. Now they were running this. It was now like me, right? I am the importer, and I'm also the regulator, and I am also the buyer. In that regard, NNPC under Kyari worked it in a way that where the Nigerian subsidy payments jumped from 700 billion naira a year to over 5 trillion naira a year. And guess what? Nigerians continue to pay more for it. They removed their subsidy several times, right? So when Bokwari was done, Nigeria became bankrupt. Why? Because for like 8 straight years, NNPC under Bokwari did not remit money to, the sale of crude oil money to Nigerian cover, probably more than 5 or 6 times. There was a time it was in the news that for straight 18 months, they did not remit a dime, a tiny dime to Nigeria cover. And this was why, meanwhile, that was going on, they were also stealing the Nigerian crude oil. That jumped under Goodluck Jonathan, right? Nigeria was losing between 40 and 50,000 barrels of crude oil every day. Their production stood at around 1.4, 1.3 million barrels a day, right? When Bokwari came in, the stealing of Nigeria crude oil jumped from 50,000 barrels every month to over 800,000 barrels of crude oil being stolen every day. Like people were bringing in ships to Nigeria. They will batch their ship next to any oil rig or anywhere. They will tap the crude and they will sail out of Nigeria water. In all of that, NNPC, that was like telling people that they were using your money to pay for subsidy. Yeah? Bokwari and the Emefiole, they were printing money to pack it because they need to share money to the states. At the end of the day, Bokwari printed 27.5 trillion naira. 27.5 trillion naira. So this 27.5 trillion was given to the states all those while NNPC was remitting $0. But they are patching it up. In the process, they still went on to go and take a loan of $4 billion to revive Nigeria refineries. Today, you know the result, Abi? $4 billion. Bokwari printed $50 billion. That's the value of the 27.5 trillion naira Bokwari printed in 8 years. Until this guy said, we're probing it now and discovered that, in fact, if NNPC had been remitting the money, they did their account audit. When they check out their book, NNPC management or whatever, they are there now. They signed off that everything was fine until these senator guys found the discrepancies, and it's not a small discrepancy. Over 200 trillion naira was not remitted to Nigerian cover. It's there in their own audits. But guess what? Now, Nigeria, what do you want us to do about it? Just like some of you are watching right now and be like, oh, that country, what do you need to do about it? I'm not going to be angry or mad. No. Right? Now listen to the guy himself.
Please tell the committee what exactly happened that a department in NNPC declared huge profits between 2017 to 2021, totaling 9 trillion, while NNPC, of which NAPIMS is part, declared portfolio of losses and minimal profits totaling 68 billion loss. I hope you understand. NAPIMS, as a department or division of NNPC, within the period 2017 to 21, declared profit of 9 trillion naira, while NNPC, the mother company or the corporate body, within the same period declared losses of 68 billion. This needs to be explained. Sub 2, under question 2 sub 2, NNPC, please, can you explain to this committee why retained earnings of NAPIMS should be reducing, melting away or disappearing without official declaration and payment of dividends? As at 31st December 2016, NAPIMS had retained earnings of 8.4 trillion. And that can be seen on page 58 of NAPIMS 2020 annual financial statement. We are NNPC and external auditors are here because of discrepancies that we have discovered from their audited financial statements, which is in the public domain already. So any document that contradicts what is contained in their audited financial statement is in abeyance here. So we have no question. I mean, as far as we are concerned, it's just a paper. We are not even looking at that because the issues are all on, about, and around their audited financial statement. Otherwise, the external auditors wouldn't have been here. Yeah, so we have their audited financial statement, which is already in the public domain. The figure of the accrued expenses are 103 trillion. While the figure of the receivables is 107 trillion. So in total, figure-wise, you are talking 210 trillion naira.
The 103, 102, and the 107 essentially are made up of JV cash calls that had been requested by the JV operators and JV cash call payments that have been made by NNPC, which were yet to be reconciled because the governance procedure was not done at the time. And that is why we see the description showing reflecting the fact that those two items would wash out because they're basically two sides of the same transaction, which is the cash calls from the JV partners and the settlements by NNPC.
And you've had the contradictions. They said reconciliation had not been done. So if reconciliation was not done, why did they sign off to the audited financial statement? And this audited financial statement is already in the public domain. And NNPC is planning to go to the market for IPO, initial public offer. But it is not for us to go into conclusions now. We've given them the body of questions to put answers together and respond to in 1 week. Please tell the committee what
210 trillion naira. That's the money they cannot. So let's even assume that they managed to explain half of that. You are still going to be left with the balance of 100 trillion naira. Mele Kyari. He is currently working free. I don't know where he is right now. Some said he is in London. Some said he is in Dubai. We have seen people call for his arrest. This is the guy that, I don't know how to describe him though, right? But just for the easy understanding, right? This guy became the NNPC GMD about 5 years ago. And after his appointment, he pledged to get Nigeria's refineries back working, blah, blah, blah. And because of that, he went to the market and got a loan of $4 billion to be repaid back by Nigeria. to put your refineries back to work. Now, the refineries were declared working by this guy, $4 billion. Later, they said, no, the refinery cannot refine crude oil. It can only do blending. They did so much that it was actually in the public domain, still in the public domain, of you that have a working refinery. How come you are also the highest importer of petrol to Nigeria in the same period? The scam. Then just a few weeks after celebrating the refineries, Port Harcourt, Warri, working, they declared that they were shutting it down for maintenance again. I was like, what? This was all scam. This guy introduced what they call the oil for, oil deal swap. And that is the deal where they will go and take a loan, collect loan, okay? Maybe 40%, maybe 30% interest. Now they will promise the lender that in 5 years, you can come and take this so amount of crude oil from Nigeria if we don't pay you back. Remember, they don't have intention of paying any money back. All right? So under him, he first made a deal. This was after Dangote had a deal with Bokwari. And that deal was that Nigeria will be giving Dangote 300,000 barrels of crude oil every day. And in that regard, right, Dangote will be selling cheap, finished products to you, Nigerians. So when this guy came in, he used what was supposed to be the allocation, the crude oil allocation for the local refineries, which is part of the deal they have with the oil producing, companies. You see, Nigeria crude oil is not extracted by Nigeria. It's being extracted by all these foreign oil nationals, right? So now, in that deal, Nigeria will collect, I think, 40 or 45% royalty. The remaining goes to the oil company. However, the oil company from their drilling, they will have to give Nigeria 350,000 barrels every day for local. That was supposed to be the allocation to the Nigeria refinery. So you get. So then, Bokwari made the deal with Dangote that they will give it to Dangote, right? And they were going to use it, they will call it Naira oil swap deal or something. Meaning, if they are selling crude oil for, let's say, $50 in the world market, so if you change that to Naira, $50 or $100, let's say $100, that's 160,000 Naira per barrel. Here you get. So they can give it to Dangote for maybe 50,000 Naira per barrel. But it will be for the local market with a percentage for himself. Here you get, and they will charge, you know what I mean? So when this guy came in, they first used 300,000 barrel of crude oil as collateral to take a loan. They have all these guys looking around them, you know. So those ones gave them the money. A loan of $2 billion. So when Tifnumbu came in, the same Mele Kyari went to him and told him about how he can access easy cash, hoping to be in his good book that he will renew his, his term. So he saw the idea. So he took Tifnumbu and Wale Idun, rather, as well as Kadobi Oduduwa Emefiole. He took them straight to Afrexim Bank, right? And this was sometimes in September 2023, just a few months after Tifnumbu came in, to go and collect $3.3 billion. Nigeria will pay back $5.6 billion. Remember the crude oil allocation, they've already used that one. So there is no real crude oil for the local refineries under them. Here you get, they've used it to collect loan. Nobody knows what they used the money for. But I know what they said they used this one for, $3.3 billion. So Afrexim Bank, the deal was that they will give Afrexim Bank 178 million barrels of crude oil, which is valued at $12.5 billion just for the loan of $3.3 billion. So they now said the deal is this. This Mele Kyari criminal, they said the deal is this. You see, they will give Afrexim Bank this crude oil, but they know that the crude oil they are going to give them is more than the loan. So the deal now is going to be the balance from the $12 billion. After they deduct their own 5.6 or $5.7 billion, the balance, they will now share the balance with Nigeria. They will deduct commission. This was the black market deal that got them $3.3 billion. They first got $2 billion that year, 2023. Last year, they got the remaining $1.3 billion. And guess what? What they use the money for? To defend Nigerian Naira. Today, the defended Nigerian Naira is 1,600 Naira to $1 from 410 Naira to $1 2 years ago. This Mele Kyari. So the atrocities. So knowing now that maybe, just maybe, the Nigerians themselves can actually understand why the poverty, the insecurity, kind of like powered by their corruption, is intentional. And those who are responsible for all of this, they are the same people you are seeing in those shiny babariga, nice suits, expensive jewelries, expensive automobiles, expansive, tasty, luxurious mansions, because they are elite. But you watch what they have done and what they have used that money for, and somehow, anyone will feel offended whenever these guys are called out. Mele Kyari, as a typical Nigerian, his own supporters from northern Nigeria are saying his enemies are coming for him. Trillions of Nigeria money, trillions of Nigerian Naira disappeared. No refinery. God. So let's leave Mele for now. Let's go to the guy, the druggie that actually sacked him eventually. And that's Tifnumbu. Okay. It was in Kaduna today. All right. And hang on, it was actually that Kaduna, he said he will reschedule so that he could go to Makodi, Benue, after so much kind of like an uproar and, cries and all that. A lot happened in that Kaduna today. Let's start first. Normally, okay, you know what? We'll start with this first, and then I will take you back to when Nekolu arrived there, just for the semantic or whatever, right? Here is Goodluck Ebere, Jonathan's deputy. So what happened is that Ubasani needs to cement his own place in Tifnumbu's plan. Some of them knows that except Tifnumbu rig, if for any reason, that your 2027, if people last that long, it is going to be like serious, war to escape what is coming. But somehow, whatever it is that is coming, the Jaga bandits can handle it. So make sure you secure your own place in his plan. And that's why he brought Tifnumbu to Kaduna to come and commission what he called 300-bed hospital. Guess what? It looks like a pen. But it's a pen though, but it's like the pen for chicken and all that. 300 beds, according to him, and renamed after Tifnumbu. So right now it is now called Bola or Ebola Tifnumbu something hospital. But the real people in Kaduna seems not to be amused. So Jonathan's deputy decamped to APC today, Nnamdi Sambo. He said the reason why he's decamping to go and join Tifnumbu is because he believes that Tifnumbu is the only person that can fix the electricity problem in Nigeria. And guess what? The 300-bed hospital they claim to be commissioning, Bola Tifnumbu Hospital, no get electricity. Well, it's not me, it's Sambo. There is an independent power project around the area, which if is completed or when completed, will help and serve the hospital. So which electricity are they using now? Yeah, maybe temporary one, I don't know. So let's start with Sambo. Why is now Team Tifnumbu from PDP, by the way?
Of the technical excellence and above all, the resilience of the people of Kaduna State, whose patience never faltered. Mr. President and Your Excellency, sir, by consenting to commission the hospital, you affirm our national resolve to reverse outbound medical tourism where billions of US dollars are lost. Realize health-related sustainable development goals on Nigerian soil. May this institution heal bodies, inspire minds, and remind us all visionary ideas, though delayed, are never denied when leaders like our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and our dear Governor act on courage and continuity. Thank you, Mr. President. Your Excellency, this project is lined with your administration's renewed hope agenda, and the obvious major challenge of this project will be the need to have a constant and continuous electricity power supply. However, there is a low-hanging fruit. A 250 megawatt thermal power plant, which is almost 95% completed and has been abandoned for over 10 years. The associated 330, 132, 33 kV substations have all been completed. Billions of naira has been expended, but unfortunately, electricity is yet to be generated from this plant. It is in this regard that I am seizing this singular opportunity to request on behalf of His Excellency, our Governor, and the good people of Kaduna, that Your Excellency graciously direct for the immediate completion of the project and transferring the plant to the Kaduna State Government for utilization. Not only the hospital, but the new special agricultural processing zone, located only 20 kilometers from the power plant, of which you recently conducted the groundbreaking ceremony, will also benefit from the statement of the Right Honorable Speaker, His Excellency Tajuddin Abbas, during a recent national address at the joint session of the National Assembly, that if there is anybody to solve the electricity power problem in Nigeria, it is you, Mr. President, sir. With these short remarks, I would like to thank you, and may God bless Kaduna State and the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
The electricity project is 95% completed. About 95% completed means it can actually generate electricity. Abi, I'm not an engineer, you can tell me. If something is 95% completed, that means finishing touches will be what is left. Abi? But I saw that they do. So what will be useful to this project is constant electricity. So there is a 250 megawatt power plant somewhere. If you can help us complete it, it is also part of the ego massaging substantial. I'm sorry. No, substantial means something valuable. I don't want to use substantial. You know what I mean? All these worthless, so to say, or should we call it white elephant? Uncompleted different project, just for the camera and all that. So they took Tifnumbu to the 300-bed hospital. But first, the usual royal welcome, you know, it's like living like a royalty, though, right? Call you in Kaduna today.
Wait.
So to those of you who are not Yorubas and don't understand Yoruba, you see that that trumpet that guy is blowing. Pam 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 pam. Kílẹ̀ ń fọ́ bá pé ọba o ọba láṣẹ ọba. You must have noticed that everywhere Tinubu goes, that's where the royalty stuff is. They kind of like they are singing his praise like he is a king. Who do you take a king for? A king is a man with a very huge authority. And whatever he says is final, kind of. So, Kalu is living the life, right? Now, after that place, they took him to this 300-bed hospital that, of course, the Nigeria standard. Somebody said, oh, hang on, it was Nnamdi Sambo that said the hospital will stop health tourism. That means the politicians won't go abroad again. They will just go to Kaduna and look at the hospital. Maybe Kalu should even be using it, sort of, right? Anyway. Yeah.
And the hospital consists of about 9 wings, comprising of both maternal and child health, radiology and imaging, advanced theater suites, intensive care unit, special care baby unit, dialysis, and also it's my honor and privilege also to inform Mr. President that the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority have given my governor approval to establish a comprehensive cancer center and nuclear facility in this complex. So the groundbreaking ceremony.
Mr. President, at this juncture, I have to take the microphone from you because I want to also request your intervention for us to build a cancer center here, Mr. President. That's the only thing that is missing. Everything is completed and done.
Well, Your Excellencies, and particularly the far-sighted governor of Kaduna State and his team, I have no long comment, but to assure you that we've witnessed progress. You prioritize people. It is only a far-sighted who cares about his people that can establish care about their health care, about their skill development, and keeping them happy. I am very proud of what you are doing. I thank you very, very much, and I assure you our For intervention is not in vain, and we will grant you that necessary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. We thank you for your support and coming me here, on being here. Okay, this place. We'll go out. Yeah.
The President just acknowledged the Governor of Kaduna State for the laudable achievement, the edifice he has put in place here. It is worthy to know that
Edo people here. How many of you remember that time when Oshiomole brought a candidate, APC candidate Deno, to come and commission a completed biggest hospital in the whole of West Africa? How many of you are from Edo State here? And then immediately after the commissioning, the company that rented, the medical equipment company that rented the commissioning equipment to them, came back and packed everything. And this building, these massive buildings that they painted half for the camera and all of that stuff, right? Became just building, not an hospital. And I don't know what Obadonke did with it anyway, but you remember that, right? So in Nigeria, criminal politicians, they can mount blocks within weeks just to put up a jamboree to make it look like they're actually doing something, right? And guess what? They will go there, commission an uncompleted project, right? A section of it, yeah, this is where we want the camera to go. See how beautiful it is, and you know. I wish them well in Kaduna, because I don't think the people of Kaduna were pretty much impressed of Ubasani. Or how do you describe this bit of, sort of like a scare around Tifnumbu when they took him to the venue where he was supposed to then talk or address them? This part.
As well as providing them with skill and opportunity to excel. Leave him alone. Your great people, Senator Obasani, the great people of Kaduna loves you. And that extends to our commitment to democracy, justice, and dignity of life. You are a good leader, and I am very happy to have to work with you. I think I am a lucky president. I am overwhelmed by the warm reception of the government and the people of Kaduna State. I am particularly impressed with the peaceful atmosphere prevailing in this state. This is sharply in contrast with the tense and toxic atmosphere when I visited this state in the year 2022. To bringing Gwari local government for the electioneering campaign, we almost have to move the entire battalion. I have it on good authority that you can move to bringing Gwari today around midnight without fear of attack. Peace is the hallmark of development. That's why you are able to channel a vision that is sharp and yielding results, as well as providing them with skill.
Accommodating peaceful Kaduna people. Kanu thanked them. Do you want to see the warm reception? Meanwhile, those children, they are mostly Almajiri children. That's what they look like. So, and it wasn't just in Kaduna, even in Kano. You see, I don't know what triggered this, but Baba, it is the same. Do you see them with their sticks? That's how they operate. They are in their thousands. If they actually troop out, you know, they are the majorities. They are in their millions across northern Nigeria. You know what I mean? In Delta, Kwale, where the overzealous security officers attacked the people who were celebrating 16 years of darkness, 16 years that they last saw public electricity. So in anger, they went for Kolu and any other political billboard around them. Again. Meanwhile, the people that Kolu claimed to go and see in Makodi, Benue State yesterday, the real victims of the Fulani terrorist attack or Fulani terror attacks, they all converged. They finally got to Makodi. You know what I mean? They finally got to Makodi from their communities. But then Kolu was gone. So, because majority of them had to come to Makodi. IDP camp in Makodi. Do you understand? So when they got there, they realized that if you see the kind of food they said they are being offered, the horrible condition they are being subjected to. Like I said yesterday, everyone is gone now. Everyone is back to Abuja or wherever they came from. The people of Benue are back to their own problems. So they took to the streets to express their disappointment. Again, most of them have lost their family members, don't forget. And these are just few of them that are now living in IDP camp. Nigeria is not at war, we're told. We are still being told Nigeria is not at war. Don't start war in Nigeria. You people don't cause war in Nigeria. But guess what? There are presently over 10 million Nigerians scattered displaced across Nigeria. And there is a record of over 6 million Nigerians living in IDP camps. Those ones are like people who couldn't just pack and move to another place where they have their family members and all that. Sure, you get. These are people who have nowhere to go. In their millions, from the north to the south, refugees everywhere. And Nigeria is not at war. The women, most especially the women.
ITP camp. They have blocked the other way. They have blocked the other way. The commissioner is here. But unfortunately, I'm tired. I'm going back. No.
Happening right now.
Like how evil can people be that you are still going to exploit people who are running away from, also people who survived terrorist attacks, people who deserves all the compassion, all the love, support, care from everyone. But rather, we have Nigerians whose probably their dream has come true. You know what I mean? Like they say, God don't answer my own prayer. Now me they appoint as the director of IDP for Benue. All the IDP in Benue. Now me they represent government. And it's there in their religious houses doing Thanksgiving. Because God has just remembered him. And yes, the money meant for food, money meant for medication and all of that, or medical, money meant for provisions, all those stuff, right? That money is now siphoned by these individuals who believes that it is their turn, and it is God that just remembered them. They will take it and watch children, women. Did you see that picture? That is not Sudan. No. That picture is not Mali. You barely see images like that from Mali, Sudan, Chad, what do you call it? Niger or Burkina Faso anymore. If you see them, if you see these images like that in these countries, right? They are old videos. Now that is Nigeria. You get? People who escape from the terrorists. They believe they have, they have become possibly like protected in government-designated IDP camp, refugee camp. For a country we know they fight war, but we get refugee past Ukraine, Russia, no, Ukraine versus Russia. What do you call it? Israel versus Gaza, Israel versus Iran. If they put all these people where they fight themselves, right? Pakistan versus India, North Korea versus the rest of us. Put all of them together. The refugees in Nigeria that is not at war, will drown all of the refugees from these places. And the criminal politicians actually don't know what is coming their way. They don't. The corruption is so deep that those they gave gun to, like, I mean, Baba, corruption, yeah, where they go. Alaji Wahab, corruption, yeah, where they go. Imagine somebody who had the audacity to steal money that was supposed to be for the welfare of soldiers, and then confidently they still carry gun, give the soldiers. It can only be corruption. It's like me stealing your money. Can't give you loaded gun. Baba, here you get. Corruption makes them feel invincible. The effect, or should I say the consequences of their corrupt way and how this affects a lot of things, right? They don't care. You know? Everybody is like in their bondage. Like this, my brother had to explain. Let's listen to this.
In short, if you think I don't know what I'm saying, I dare you to come and pick me, and I'll prove it to you, not based on newspaper headings, based on reality, that some of these corrupt military officers and some of these corrupt politicians are sending a bunch of demoralized soldiers and ill-equipped soldiers to go and face their death warrant in the name of trying to protect the country, and at the end of the day, they end up becoming casualty, victims, and even the people they are protecting to become victims. Are you trying to tell me that a lot of the generals are not aware that some of the allowances of these men, these soldiers, are still not being paid? A lot of the provisions that are enshrined in what is supposed to guide their conduct, their provisions, is not being paid? Are you trying to tell me that the Senate Chairman Committee, the House of Reps members in charge of all in charge of oversight functions in regards the conduct of military operations and all their activities are not aware of the fact that these soldiers are still shortchanged, some of the soldiers are still ill-equipped, some of these soldiers are demoralized? Are you telling me that? I'm going to tell you that factually. I am telling you. And President Tinubu, you will never be perceived, you will never succeed in regards to this insurgency and insecurity till you are ready to fight corruption. But from your body language, it seems you are not even ready to fight corruption. What are you telling me? Let's look at it now. When was the last time? Kitting is one of the basic necessities of soldiering job. When was the last time issues were distributed according to the provisions? These kittens are supposed to, the uniforms, the boot or whatever, are supposed to be distributed biannually. When was the last time it was done? Most especially in the Navy. We're talking about almost like close to like 10 years ago. And you are sitting down here and you are now acting as if you are not aware. What happens to the medical service that these people are supposed to be benefiting from? What are the medical services? It's rubbish. A typical military man would prefer to go and subscribe to private hospitals rather than going to military hospitals that are supposed to checkmate that. Are we going to be talking about their allowances? Their allowances are still shortchanged up to today. Are you saying you are not aware? At the end of the day, you send a bunch of demoralized soldiers, and at the end of the day, they are now at the mercy of Boko Haram, bandits, and the rest of it. And all you can do is whenever situations happen, you come and say you are giving a marching order, you are giving a marching order for military to go and apprehend. How many have they apprehended? You have a lot of corruption charges that you are supposed to look into. And I wonder why the likes of even Buhari are working freely when they have a lot of questions to answer. What happened to the Dasuki Gate? What is now the situation with Dasuki Gate? What happened to the charges in regards to the former chief of naval staff, Jibrin? What has happened to it? And a lot of other corruption charges in billions. And you are sitting quiet and keeping quiet. All you're just thinking about is defection, how to win the next election. I'm telling you that if you don't do anything about this, if you are not ready to fight corruption, I am telling you, by God's grace, you will not see that. And at the end of the day, even when you succeed in that, where is the humanity in you? How do you want to be remembered? You want to be remembered as a president that just did 2 times tenure? And at the end of the day, you are gone. How old are you? How old are you? How many years do you have left? I'm talking to you, Tinubu. How many years do you think you have left on the face of this earth? And you can't confront these things and stand and kick against them? Look at the way they are just unaliving soldiers. Look at the way they are unaliving civilians. And at the end of the day, we come back and play politics about this. How long is this going to remain? A lot of short-changing. Look at their feeding. Look at how do you expect a soldier now that is faced with a lot of these things in his head? The fact that he's thinking about how to survive, how to feed his family. There's no good adequate medical care. Kitten, he have to buy boots for himself. He have to buy uniform for himself. Out of how much? It's only in Nigeria that you see a soldier trying to see how he can measure to survive, out feeding, just feeding, till the next era comes. They complain of being shortchanged. You people introduce IPPIS. IPPIS, what has it changed? Nothing. You have succeeded in just dividing one part to some of the corrupt military officials and one part to a kind of a private business entity. What is happening recently of the moment? You have a situation where they are paid allowances. It takes almost after they are paid IPPIS. It takes almost after 15 days for them to receive their allowances, dividing this little money that they have. A lot of ills going on. And I bet you, if you are ready to fight insecurity in that country, if you are not ready to fight corruption, I'm telling you, there's nothing that is going to change. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. A lot of ills, a lot of corruption is going on. Tell this to everybody. A lot of corruptions proven, it can be proven, that is still going on in the military. And you are quiet about this. You are quiet about this. All you can just come and tell is you have given marching order. What the hell? Who has marching order helped? Look into the details. Look into the major cause of all these things. Why are we having a bunch of...
Mr. President, sir, these people came in yesterday with their cattle and ate all our crops. When we complained, they took lives of innocent people in the community. Mr. President, please do something about it.
I hope the citizens are okay.
What do you mean okay? So many lives are lost, Mr. President.
I don't mean ordinary citizens, I mean senior citizens. I hope nobody was hurt.
Wallahi, Talahi, Mr. President, everything's not okay. Look at the cows. The cows are traumatized.
The cows are traumatized.
Yes, Mr. President.
The senior citizens of this country.
Momo.
Wow. Government will compensate you. You have nothing to worry about.
All right, as you all can see, this is the injustice going on in our country. The president caring about the lives of the cows instead of the people, the citizens of this country. As you can see.
They never say the C where they are party, na cow. The P where they are party, na protein. And the A where they are party, na animal.
Jesus. I'm going to another country.
What be this?
Of course, we have to uphold the integrity and the honor of our party.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rank at the day, Mr. President. Jesus. Papa, blood of Jesus.
Person of the rest in peace for this country again. Now, wow.
We you cook.
they are a poor nation. The bank code will follow. They say firewood, not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They'll do it.
You heard all of that. So still talking about the selfishness of these rogues. They are cut across all sectors. Baba, this is not even like, okay, maybe this one call. There's still hope on this particular sector. There's still hope in that other part. No. You just need to pay attention to every sector. And that's why we advocate for the entire collapse of the system, or the collapse of the entire system. So everything that it has produced, it has sort of like established, can be uprooted and dumped in the history of time. Their establishments need to go down. Trust me. You know, a system that kills our own citizens with no consequences whatsoever. Yeah? A system that cares more for what this minute number of people think is the best for the majority of us. And despite the result of this, their supposed monopoly of the ideas, or should I say the monopoly of power, because they do know who should be in power, who should not be in power. Now, them having access to this power, the consequences of their misrule, misgovernance, corruption, incompetence, and name it, including impunity, which is the ability to just do anything, even when you violate the law. Do it, no, but nothing will happen. Right? So we need, all of us need to know that the system needs to die. It just needs to die. And until we kind of reach that, uniform decision, well, I will keep educating and enlightening people to make you understand that what you support or you are against, you have a very clear understanding of both. You understand? On Mayegun's diary political, I have my reason for taking my own stand. I may not be able to probably help you take your stand, but I can help you understand whichever stand you choose. To defend the rogues by just looking for one flimsy, useless excuse to defend them, or use the original information that tells you everything they are up to and how that affects you. Whichever way, what you do with the information is completely yours, But let us continue. Here is Natasha Akpoti. Natasha Akpoti, right, raised an alarm of sexual harassment against Akpabiole, the number 3 man in Nigeria. And then the drama started afterward. Today, Natasha Akpoti was in court because the Attorney General of Nigeria, the Minister of Justice of Nigeria, has taken up a defamation case, or should I say, instituted a defamation case against, Natasha, on behalf of Akpabiole. Natasha took Akpabiole to court for, violating fundamental human rights by that suspension, and at the same time, suing Akpabiole for sexual harassment, while the Attorney General of Nigeria decided to actually charge Natasha for criminal defamation, just like what they did to Dele Farotimi in Ekiti, right? Where the state police commissioner became the litigator against Dele Farotimi on behalf of Babanla Ole, Afe Babanla Ole, or Afe Babanla Ole. So that's exactly what the Minister of Injustice in that contraption also did. All of this is believed just to ensure that she is sort of like punished. But she has this husband who is a billionaire, a member of the system, a member of the establishment. So they went to court today. In fact, they actually intended on locking her up until the judge granted her bail. I'm like, I'm gone. Defamation is not a criminal offense. It's been decriminalized to real law. Now, would you say the number one law officer of that contraption, the lawless contraption, didn't know that? Because I think, of course, he does. He knows it. But it is a lawless country. So if I say something about you that is libelous, you don't need the Minister of Justice. Even you, my man, Iruk. Imagine, Iruk, I say something to you and you feel so slighted. And then your lawyer writes me to say, I should apologize. And then I'm like, no, take me to court. So imagine you, Iruk, to now depend on the Minister of Justice, I've been a Secretary of Justice in America to sue me on your behalf. Who does that? Ridiculous criminals holding important positions, institutions which they have done their worst to compromise so much that I'm actually ashamed on their behalf, since you cannot shame the shameless. So they granted that 50 million bail. Like, what the hell? No be Akpabio Leo. You dey feel me? It is the Minister of Injustice that sued Natasha for criminal defamation. And what is that? That Natasha went on national TV to accuse Akpabio Leo of sexual harassment. Waiting concern Minister of Injustice is because it is Nigeria. And he wants her locked up, jailed. The same Ministry of Injustice did not initiate a probe into the sexual harassment. That will make sense if the Ministry of Justice says, we are launching a probe into that. Nigerian police launch a probe into that. No. The effort is for these career criminals to shut her up. And this was the court this afternoon. She was given a 50 million naira bail. 50 million naira bail until September this year.
Distinguished. How are you? How are you doing?
Take up your phone.
So we'll see her in September. Now, until then, because this is court now, so let's go straight to the sham trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'll give you a recap on that too. See, this retrial is believed to be based on the order of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And it is believed that that is their own way of saying to ensure that justice is done and fair hearing is given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. 4 years ago, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. And you will think he had done something so terrible that except Nigeria commits an international violation of except Nigeria violates the international treaties to get Nnamdi Kanu. And since then, it's been hide and seek, because the intention is not to try Nnamdi Kanu for any crime because he's committed no crime. That's why we call it a trumped up. Their intention is to lock him up and possibly break him. And again, possibly have him renounce the Biafran advocacy. Now, all of this have failed, even in their own courtroom. Now, since they started this diary trial, it's been one disjointed, discredited, cut and join, copy and paste nonsense. To the point that the only thing I picked out of their first evidence they claim to have presented was that, Baba, these guys were devoted follower of Nnamdi Kanu, put it that way. Meaning, under Boko Haram, the Dokwemu Abi Daura Secret Service, they had a special squad dedicated to watching and listening to Nnamdi Kanu. Because somehow, I don't know, that, Baba, they presented evidence that was supposed to implicate Nnamdi Kanu, to make Nnamdi Kanu say he promotes violence and terrorism. But rather than that to happen, it ended up not only that Nnamdi Kanu's video and voice or messages were played inside their courtroom, making everybody in the courtroom to listen to these messages, right? The messages were so clear, unambiguous, and no hatred or violence preached by any of this. So at the end of the day, right, the first two witnesses they presented, their evidence, which is believed to have been obtained, especially the statement of Nnamdi Kanu, obtained by torture. So which means it didn't give them voluntarily. So meaning that evidence they claim to have against Nnamdi Kanu, that he is using the Biafra radio, is telling people to fight, to kill this, to kill that, and all of that, right? All of that got trashed by this same judge in this same trial, meaning all of that will be admissible. But they had two witnesses left after that particular order. Guess what? These two witnesses are also repeating the same disjointed, fallacies. For example, one of them said yesterday that they found IPOB members. Sorry, they said they found shallow grave where over 200 people that were killed by IPOB were buried. There is no pictorial evidence. There is no any other evidence to show that, indeed, they found shallow grave in eastern Nigeria. But just word of mouth, we believe that the IPOB killed a lot of people. We found a shallow. Where's the evidence of that? Just trust me, bro. If I say we saw it, we saw it. You don't need to ask me for evidence. That's what they are saying inside the courtroom. They found IPOB members eating human flesh. Where are those IPOB members you said you arrested? You were arrested because you found a shallow grave. Not a single name is mentioned. Not a single picture is presented. Hello? So all of that today, they also said that they found some ESN members eating human flesh. But there is none of that presented. Just trust me, bro. Trust me. Because their media have already reported all these lies. They've spent a lot to push the propaganda. But you know something about court cases that you actually have to present evidence that Nnamdi Kanu is involved in this or that. So now, if you say Nnamdi Kanu this or that, right? And you are not presenting anything at all to link him to it. But somehow, you shall believe, shall say, what happened? Just trust me. This is their case. And no wonder. Today, Baba, they closed the year supposed case. So, yeah, they've closed it now. So the next 4 weeks will be the time for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers to review everything that transpired so far and then call back those witnesses. Then also present to the same court and tell them that this is not a trial, this is persecution. And don't forget, from their own court, Nnamdi Kanu defeated them in their own court, got a court judgment that he must be paid over 2 billion naira court judgment. They don't pay more. Do you understand? As we speak. So today, they sent out all their DSS to block the main road, block everywhere. And Showore was going to the same court earlier today. And trust me, you know, it won't just like lay low when he's, you know, when it comes to these DSS guys, right? So this transpired outside the court room earlier today.
They said this man, he said you won't come inside court now. Why they go arrest you? What do you do?
I don't know. That comes when they come for my bag.
You don't commit any crime now. Why they go arrest you? Okay? What did he do now? What's the problem? You don't want him to carry the flag?
No.
He's with me now. He came.
No.
So what? Why wouldn't they allow him in now? He came with me now. What's the problem? I'm in court too now. There's no issue. There's no issue. No, he came with me. That's what I'm saying now. Yeah, it's with me. Yes, now. It's not a crime for him to carry Nigerian flag now. So
is it a crime to have Nigerian flag?
wait now. Let me talk to them. So let him come in, please. Your case is not. It's on the second floor. I know now. I know what they are here for. Your case is on the second floor. Why do you want to block the whole street? I've even been to your case. They say I don't lock the door. I have a case on the 4th floor, and he's with me. Please let him come in. No, now we don't have to be fighting over this now.
We did not stop you from standing here.
Your territory, is restricted to that courtroom where you have your national suspects. Court premises.
Inside court premises.
No. This is the street of the court. You understand? Court premises is inside. It hasn't gone inside. Yes, now.
It's when it goes inside.
It's when he goes inside that you have a problem with that. I've brought him to court several times. He's my partner. You understand? We are partners in the struggle for better Nigeria.
If he had come here,
that's why he came. That's why I came down. You understand? He comes with me now. I'm not going to deny him to you that he's my person. You understand? And he has the right to carry Nigerian flag. You should be happy that he even has the biggest flag. The only flag that is flying in Nigeria today is carried by this guy. The rest don't rest. Because even we themselves know the blue flag anymore for Nigeria. So, and are you guys opposed to ending the war in Benue
State?
You're not opposed to it.
People are being killed every day.
Please, officer, let him come in. You know. The right you don't have is the right to prevent a Nigerian from walking freely on the street. You know that. That's wrong. Yes, it's very wrong. You are impeding the freedom of movement, and that's not the job of the DSS. You are for internal security.
Of course.
In fact, if it's not in Nigeria, you have no business coming to court to come and be dictating who enters court. The court has a public gallery where people are supposed to even observe trials.
Yes.
That's why they put all those seats there.
Nigeria.
So you are not supposed to prevent.
Vintage show, right? Then Mazi, when he arrived,
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ,
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And immediately after the DSS closed their useless case, the judge ruled that it's now the turn of the defense team to come and push their own defense. And that is going to be from the 18th of July. So we've got a month preparation, right? So after the proceeding, right, his lawyer shared this, and then Showore was with them. Please listen.
Sorry, 19th of June 2025, sorry. We are happy to announce to the world that the prosecution has finally closed their case today with their last witness, PW5, known as EEE. He came and tendered reports of the NSAS, and in the course of the reporting, he alleged that it was the statements made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that instigated the damages during the NSAS. And he was subjected to a thorough cross-examination by the defense team under Mazi Bazu. And as God will have it, we are happy to announce to you that so many things went wrong with his report, including the fact that not even the signature of the chairman or the name of the chairman or the secretary of the report of the committee he claimed to represent was found in the entire report. We are happy to announce to all lovers of freedom that the matter has been adjourned to the 18th of July 2025 for a no case submission. In other words, to tell the court and to show to the court that the prosecution merely wasted 10 years of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's life by arresting and detaining him for no just cause. So we are happy. We have very short time within which to work. We are going to utilize that very short time and make sure we deliver on our mandate. And our mandate is to provide sufficient defense for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Very excited to be here as always, even though, as usual, the DSS prevented me from entering the courtroom. But I'm a living witness to history. The first time Mazi was abducted from Kenya and brought here, I was in court to warn them that, in fact, I was one of the few people that came here as soon as they did their kangaroo arraignment, that this case is not going anywhere, and that there's no way, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it's going to end up the way it started, as nothing, and it will end up as nothing, because there's nothing that can stand up on nothing. The foundation of this was malice. It was the suppression of a section of Nigerian people and the violation of the fundamental right of a Nigerian British citizen who was abducted from another country, brought here without due process and detained indefinitely, even presented from having open and fair trial, which we have seen all over the time. As a matter of fact, today we already had a notification with the DSS preventing people from moving around here. But you know, they started by blocking everywhere. Now they are tired, they can't even block half of the road because you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. And this is what we have won them. And I'm glad that they are reaching the dead end that we have predicted. The dead end is that there will be a no case submission. In fact, I would have an issue with the lawyers if I were to be involved, because there's no need to even file a no case submission in a case that never existed in the first place. But you have to do your own legal work. And let me use this opportunity to also appreciate all the lawyers and all the people who have stood in solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu I said it that if I'm the last person that will stand with him, I'll stand with him. And mine is not political. Yes. In fact, the most unpopular political decision to take in Nigeria is to stand with Nnamdi Kanu. So if you want to win election, you know who to stand with, which is the federal government. Yes. But I'm not doing this to win election. I'm doing it for the freedom of our people everywhere we might find ourselves. And I believe that if Nigeria is going to become one, it has to be on the basis of justice. You cannot be suppressing a section just as the right to flourish and think that you can go home to rest. And you have seen it now. Even those people who never believed Nnamdi Kanu a few years ago, they have seen it with what the Fulani herdsmen are doing, killing hundreds of people. They are doing it also in the southeast. They killed in Ebonyi, they killed in Enugu, they are killing in Edo, they are killing in Kogi, they are killing people across the country. Imo, yes, there was some killing. So this was what Nnamdi Kanu told you as a prophet. But he has always told me, when I met him in New York, that he's not a prophet. He's just saying the reality of what the Nigerian project is all about. That it was a fake project put together and it can never materialize until there is justice. And this is what we keep advising them. The interesting thing was that there was even a time in 2019 that they charged me secretly with him. I filed a charge here that I connived with him to kill some policemen. So the case never came to trial, and it will never be. So we can't wait to see Nnamdi Kanu rejoin all of us. And I'm very certain that that will happen. Sure. It's just a matter of time. Yes. And it doesn't matter how long they do their case, which I never believed in, by the way. It has come to a situation where everybody has come to the understanding that there was no case, and the case will finally fall apart officially very soon. Thank you guys.
Sorry, 19th of June 2025, sorry. We are...
So, the legal team for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is expected to present what they call the no case defense, meaning Nnamdi Kanu can't be tried for any crime or anything in that place until the process of his abduction. Mr. Infidel is the same thing, Baba. It's not adoption, it's abduction. Kidnapping. That's what you were meant by that too, right? So we are looking forward to the time when an innocent man will be released. I understand that it may sound a little bit far-fetched, or no, not far-fetched. It may sound a little bit too, hopeful. But when we understand the people we are dealing with, sometimes expecting them to give justice seems like a tall dream. But we still just have to, until when those who reject peaceful resolution then would have to deal with what is not peaceful at the end of the day. But until then, let the innocent man go.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
That was 12 years ago. And that's why some people will tell you that he's a prophet. What he saw 12 years ago that some of the, some of the comfortable Nigerians said he was calling for war, right? They said he's too harsh, he's 2 days. Or, today, a lot of them are now referring back to him. Nnamdi Kanu said, remember that Nnamdi Kanu said, it's worse now. We are actually at where he warned everybody. There will be no place that will be safe in Nigeria. There will be nobody that will be safe in Nigeria. Those of you outside Nigeria, there will be nowhere to return back to. The point. Are we not getting there? We are getting there. Talking about getting there. Now, I saw a video of their Kano Maradi 400-kilometer rail that they took 3.5 billion euros as part of Nigeria debt today to start this construction. They said it's now at 60% completed. Let me show you where the part of the loan that majority of you are suffering from today. The reason why they devalued your naira, the reason why you are dealing with hyperinflation and all that stuff, economic wahala you are facing. Here is one of the reasons. A 400 train track to Niger Republic, the paternal homeland of Bokuwari, and that is Bokuwari, Omobaba Onipepeye. Here is supposed to be here is what I want from Nigeria. I've built train. The terrorists won't need to be crossing the border on foot anymore. Just jump on the train, hijack the train. It will carry everybody reach a center. Everybody could go enter bush after that. Kano Maradi rail. Kano Maradi, 400 kilometers. That is transportation, Abi. Here is something for you. Dangote refinery. Have you seen the video of the newly sort of like received trucks that he said is going to be using to deliver petroleum product from his refinery across Nigeria? 4,000 trucks. And they said they are CNG, all those gas trucks, right? And Tiknumbu is already being booked to go and commission it. You know, Tiknumbu is talking about CNG. So right now, the CNG that I heard has been it's been used in Nigeria for more than like about 10 years, like more than 10 years now. Before Tinubu and his gang decided to want to use it as alternative for petrol. Remember that people should come and start converting. Now, Dangote went to China, and oh my God, it is believed that China built him 4,000 trucks, and his intention is this. The oil marketers in Nigeria continue to let people know why it is really difficult to get the product to some of the toughest terrains in Nigeria, and therefore you can't have uniformed price. This is a good one. Now, this is me trying to make you realize that sometimes maybe these guys also listen to us. How many of you remember that time when they said the marketers refused to go and buy from him? Do you remember? Because they get this particular RNG they have with the NNPC guys. All these mortar guys importing the fuel to Nigeria. And with this Dangote, it's going to actually like short their ration. So I don't know if some of you remember, like a few months back, 3-4 months back, where the marketer said Dangote's oil is not profitable, something like that. That's the amount he's giving it to them, and the amount they will have to spend to get it to people. Okay, because the same people are now saying Dangote is about to destroy the market for them by monopolizing it. And why? How? He said he's going to import more than 4,000 CNG trucks. And his intention is this. After signing a deal with MRS, you know MRS? Can't remember the full meaning of MRS or something, right? Who have their own filling stations everywhere. So I said it on this program. I said, if the marketers are doing that to him, right, he's a billionaire, okay? So why not just buy some of these outlets, these filling stations? Just buy them, fix them, and put your products there, and then choose a price you want to sell it to everybody. So the marketers who don't want to buy yours, they can possibly sit right. Now, I'm not saying this because I said that, because I said that a few months back, and they can't just build 4,000 trucks, CNG trucks in 3 months. But I saw this. I said you should see it too. So my first, now this is me now, all right, after saying all of that. So my own first impression was, but imagine if the 3 car makers in Nigeria, you see, if they were given that kind of contract and say, we need you to help us build 10,000 trucks. I want to believe that at the back, you see that tank on the back, they were all calibrated in Nigeria though, because that's not part of what they imported. So they imported the truck, and then they imported the carrier. I think, but just imagine, if their entire consignment, if the entire process costs, let's say $1 billion. So imagine if that $1 billion is actually given to the car makers in Nigeria, because they make cars in Nigeria. They do. There is nothing. Nigeria-made cars are being sold to other African countries. Some government officials are using them. But your Nigerian criminal politicians, they would rather go to China or this place. But Dangote is a private business guy, so I'm just saying that that's what came to my mind, like, oh, imagine if that, because that's how you build your country. That's how you kind of like strengthen your country, right? Oh, I know be billionaire, so I may probably just not be the right person to say it, right? But, well, I am the right person to say it still. All right? Now, let's leave Dangote, and hopefully this possibly works out positively for all of you, because you can't be living in a third world country and you are paying for the premium services that is similar to the people living in the first world countries. Because in Nigeria, when I converted their electricity bill, and I'm like, you don't even have 24 hours electricity. How can you be loading your card with 200,000, 150,000 naira? How much you gonna like on with 24 hours electricity? So stuff like that, right? But hopefully it will count. But do you mind going to Lagos? Because it's just been announced that, you know, that Okoba, Gigi, Abatio, all those places, they've shut it down. Because Wabi Wule was there earlier today. And it was because of the environmental sort of like hazard, so to say, led to them shutting it down. They dared, they miss, you know, I'll show you. Let's go to Lagos again. Wabi, you are there.
I'm the one who's the head of.
Okay.
Actually, we started with and it's a gradual process. The truth is what
What I'm seeing here, I'm going to see you
there, I won't there. So, but Agric has not done anything. I will not pass it. So the whole of the blood is the officer. So the whole of the blood, sewage and everything goes into the drainage. So the mechanized system that was slaughtered is not functional ultimately. So what they use it for once in a while is people like UAC and those people that can afford to use the mechanized system. So what they now resulted to is the slaughter, open slaughter of the slab, which are not hygienic. Because they're very, very, so very so they come to the open slaughter.
No, this is that's for this is semi-mechanized.
This place is about 20. Yeah.
So where is the head that's called?
That's why and walk into the animals are outside.
So that's exactly what we are saying.
Nobody is arguing that, sir. That's what I think. No, I didn't argue. Handed over. Which was handed over to where the old animals, the body started. And that's what's affecting the Oladipo channel. If you look at the channels, I think that channel, the acidic level of what goes out affects the materials of the structure. So at the end of the day, you have the channel that is being eroded.
The very first thing is that they are not proper articulation to this point.
Well, I can tell you for the fact, you have like 70% articulation. But the new, 70%. But for the new system, it's not articulated to this place. So it's part of our suggestion that we have to have a sewer network even to this place to accommodate and expand the capacity of this place.
Everything we have to do. It's not going to work. The government sent me here and I've just given you a message. I'm not closing it down fully. I'm not even going to mix words. I'm closing it down fully until things are done the right way. People cannot be sleeping in animal pens. It's not going to work. They can't be slaughtering animals and they try to do something with the system. It's not going to work in Nigeria. It's not going to work. And we can't let us try to do something right. When we shot it, somebody will sit down. So you will talk to yourself and what other side they want to do that? The road. Somebody must assure that they won't destroy this infrastructure. I don't think there's any assurance for that. I even went to the task force to report, but they didn't do anything. I was at the headquarters to report. Because we have awarded the contract to line it. Okay. That's only we can now the rest of the machine. But what is you when CDA Neko will look at that shit? Lè fún ní báyọ̀ kàtó abẹ́kà àwọn bàbá yìí máa pè. Ṣé ìbádùgbò àwọn kan rẹ̀ kí ni. Wọ́n wà láti ṣàlàyé tó ṣe wà láti ṣàlàyé. They are not ghosts. They are from Fagba. You don't get what I'm saying. That means we should not give you the infrastructure. Look at what we are doing here. They don't protect on top of the level. Okay, so once it collapses, that's the end. So once you now have a lining, you really want like my popular lining on you. To have machines, not to perfect it. No distribution and what we want to perfect. Wọ́n ti lọ nìyẹn torí tọ̀sán tó máa ń lé wọn báyìí tó bá ti mọ olùkà náà báyìí. Àwọn náà mọ mi ojú ọjọ́ ìlànà máa sáwọ́ bá. Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó máa ń mú dání lóru. Tó bá ti wọ olùkà náà báyìí tó bá tó lọ.
They will not build this bridge. If these are booking, they believe they are wise. They will take their.
So I'm going to agree with you. The African Wahala. He's actually one of my favorite guys. It's just that he's such a very stupid bigot as well. You know, their bigotry nonsense that is going on, this tribalism and all that stuff, is part of that too. You know, somebody that you think should have possibly like outgrown stuff like that. He's educated, he's kind of like co-educated outside Nigeria. If you look at his way, yeah, if we remove all these, is one of you know, hardworking, visible public servants in Lagos. You know, I don't like them, but I'll give it to him. Or maybe he's just very good in his PR, because you know why I like him? Through him, I get to see Lagos, the real Lagos. Whether not the mainland or the island, with Wahabi Wole Wole, I can see Lagos. And his work is so crucial, right, that if it is done very well, it will be probably saving lives in the future. But we all know, like you said, you can't put your hope up. But his job is one of the jobs that you can say so crucial, so important, and it is also so visible. Or maybe his media guys, his own social media guys are just good. Because I've never visited his social media page without him doing something. I mean, and it's all about the environment, it's about this or that, you get? I'll show you more. From that same scene, that is where they are killing most of the cows they eat in Lagos. Do you see the environment? Big men. That's where they are bringing your meat from. Abattoir. Dirty. Stinking. Unkept. That's dirty. You know? So if Wahabi Wole Wole is doing something about that, do you know that he's practically saving the health of majority of you? I'm just saying. Watch the part of the clip.
They will take their picking, maybe broken iron. It's not broken iron. They are stealing. You see all this street light? There was cable they bury on the ground. They will remove all the cable. They'll be in their 20s. Is that? Only one person cannot fight them. They can enjoy it. Even if they are most of them.
Now, what to line this thing? I want to like we can only give it, but you have to take ownership of it. It's a tax. It's awarded now. We must take action, because if they are doing this to this media world, they are going to little money. But they will remove this strategy.
Sir, I want to see this boy. You know, from this and the young men are coming to this place who are to report people see them.
Ọmọ gbé báàgì sẹ́yìn máa rò pé kéná ń ṣàní. Wọ́n á yóò yé wa. My name is
Going to several locations, particularly in Okwaba, Abattoir. Tell us what you saw. What are your findings?
We got a very strongly worded petition addressing the state of Okwaba Abattoir. And we got a concurrent petition again from the Mother Ministry of Agri and Food Security, requesting that the Ministry of Environment should intervene urgently with respect to the environmental degradation of that facility. So we came this morning, and I'm glad you also you guys came with us. It's very heart-wrenching what we saw there. Humans are now applying fence built opposite for animals. The operators have also defied regulations, and they are choosing to be a law unto themselves. The slaughter animals discharge the waste into the public drainage system, and it's just unacceptable.
So what's the next step?
The next step is we're going to take very drastic, firm and decisive action until they are able to comply with the minimum standard.
What would that action be?
No worry. You'll hear from us in due course. But we have to be very decisive in the next few hours. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen.
Sir, we know that the Ministry of Agric and Food Systems are oftentimes, raised the eyebrow about this issue. Now that you've seen this for yourself, would you be working with the Ministry of Agric?
We are the same government. We are not working in silos, but it's the mother ministry, and I'm so glad this major complaint, outside that came from an outsider, came from the Ministry of Agric, that it's time the environment intervenes and put a stop to this. And we're going to do that in the next few hours. So just abide by the minimum. It's a minimum benchmark. This system is set up by laws. There are regulations for their part of. You can't choose to defy and go your own way, blackmailing people that is our way or the highway. Let us just do the right thing.
And what about the enforcement and monitoring team? Will they be tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that this doesn't repeat itself? Because
we can't even afford it to repeat itself. So once we start the enforcement, we are also going.
No. I mean, I am going to also agree with you too, Totu. I have not seen before and after photos on Tokumbo's page. Not like us seeing them raiding people at night, raiding them during the day, demolishing some of these illegal structures. But you're right, I have not really seen before and after. I mean, you would love to see some of those canals where they demolished people's homes 2 years ago. Yeah? You would want to see that they have built this standard new canal. Everybody can say, yeah, but I don't think so. That is why I said I got attracted to him simply because it made it easier for me to actually see their Lagos. And I can show you. So that when I call Lagos the mega shitty, it is not out of spite or whatever. It is fact. And with Wahabi, Wole, I can take all of you on a ride to Lagos, everywhere. And we hope that if Wahabi watches Mayegun's diary political, which I believe he does, so he should begin to show us the aftermath of all those actions. Take a look at this in Victoria Island last night. Same Wahabi Wole and his team last night in Victoria Island in Lagos.
Oh yeah, fine. I break here. Hey, don't leave my place. They will you. Hey, leave my place. Don't worry. Sham. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Wale. Everything about to. Oh yeah.
Kosin moto. Everything to America kosin moto ko fo ogun kan to ambi. Kile? Yeah, sure.
You understand me? It's the situation that everybody meets there. So forget it. If I want to do it, I'll just cut to him. It's a free. I'll show you. Then you come and claim it.
Coconut here, Junule. Coconut. You are not supposed to be there this time.
This is my car.
You are not supposed to be there this time. What do you mean? On a setback, on a government setback? On a government setback? It's a government setback. What are you doing here? Is this your house?
No, wait, sir.
Or your hotel?
You are claiming that this is a very good one. We will call you to it now. It's not supposed to be.
Here you get. So that was Victoria Island last night. Have you seen the state of a road in Ogun State? They said it's Lagos Abeokuta Road or something. Why you go feel where criminals are parading themselves as the achievers, because they call themselves achievers. They've done so much. You know, in Nigeria today, you'll be seeing okay, hang on. There was a time we used to hear ultra modern, everything are ultra modern. What are they using to describe their nonsense today? There is somewhere in 2025, about in 2025. This is not 1800. Because even in 1800, there was no place in Yoruba land like this. 1800.
Whether the place don't even go down, sir. This is terrible, oh. Let the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Minister for Works, Dave Umahi, Executive Governor of Ogun State, His Excellency Dapo Abiodun, let every one of you come to the head of this place. This is Ijako going to Owode along Lagos Abeokuta Express Road. This place is becoming a death trap. It's already a death trap. You can see a vehicle inside the dungeon. This needs an urgency, please. Let the federal government come to the head of this place, so before it's too late. It's even getting too late. Look at the road. This is the road. Lagos Abeokuta Express Road. This is the pit of hell here. Vehicles are there. Please, let the federal government, the state government, the Ministry of Works come to the head of this place. Please. Honorable Olamile Koyayi, you have been a productive senator. Please, I know you will not see this and close your eyes. Please come to our aid, please. Thank you.
go to their aid too, because I had to cut off part of the video because there's a car inside. A car actually was in that ditch, right? Some will say, "She ain't they blind in it," but I don't know. But there was a guy inside that ditch, and you can't say. You see, Nigeria is a very, very funny place. All right, that if they explain some certain things, if they explain them to you, you just get more confused. You know. Yesterday, I saw some people in the front of the Refugee Commission, and why were they there? They were accusing those who are supposed to take care of the IDPs in Nigeria of looting the money meant for the IDP, Baba. Money meant for the IDP. They said they are using the money to fund Zamfara politicians. But that is new. Iruk, this is new.
Enough is enough. We are here because we have seen a centralized store where it is used to furnish emirs, political cronies in National.
Yes!
IDPs are here suffering. We will see that store. We will see that store. It must be decentralized today. Yes. It must be decentralized today. Yes, today. Yes. It must be decentralized today. Yes. We are here to fight a leadership that doesn't know that we deserve to have office equipment. Use their money for ordinary people. Where is it when billions pass into commission? We now use our money because we have a leader who does not know that he is supposed to provide for office equipment. Rather, he would rather go and commission projects in National when we don't have office equipment. Enough is enough. Yes, enough is enough. Yes, not continue this commission. We are here to stand against a leader that said we should do our work. We will do our work. We will do our work and not you want to. We are standing on our right. We are here to say a leader who will promise you that festive season, it is your right to be taken care of. But we'll tell you stories. We will not pick calls. We will not answer messages. His ATS, his CS will tell us his network is not available for him to attend to us. Yes, network will be available today. Network will be available today. Network will be available today. We are here to say enough. It's enough. Enough. It's enough. Yes. To zonal offices, to visit offices. This office remains closed until the management headed by.
Wahala, not too much. Everywhere, wahala. Nigeria is a place where, Nigeria is a place that you can use as a textbook description of dog eats dog. You know, that's that theory or story of crabs in a bucket. 1 million crabs in a bucket, and somehow only few could climb. How? So they have to climb on others. There are other crabs inside. That the ones at the top will have to climb them just to get out of the bucket. That's exactly what you have in Nigeria. Dog eats dog. Systemic, institutionalized corruption. It is so endemic. Baba. Every day he claims his victim. Like I said, dog eats dog. Politicians destroy the economy, loot the treasury. The citizens are left to fend for themselves with whatever peanuts is left in the economy. And where those who are smart enough are grabbing theirs, others who are not that smart or not lucky have nothing to grab than to start eating the people who are hustling to grab their own from the little space, the little crumb left in the economy by these rogues. What do I mean by that? When everybody feels like facing your criminal politicians is an Herculean task, almost impossible, because you don't want to die. Therefore, as long as you are comfortable, God go fix Nigeria, Jare. But that's where you are wrong. Because every day Nigeria claims are victims. All these, their actions, right? They have consequences. And the consequences include the Nigerians that are denied opportunity. They also have to survive. And guess what? That's where the dog-eat-dog theory comes in. they would have to rob you. They would have to steal from you so that they themselves can actually be able to manage. So everybody that is afraid of facing those responsible for this economic downturn, will still have to pay to feed other victims, like it happened in this compound somewhere in Port Harcourt. And what happened?
See, we use ladder can carry our gem for compound. But the one for pumping of water, like all the gens in the compound, all of them is gone. All my generator is gone. Every single gen in this compound is gone. See my neighbor's gen is gone. My neighbor's gen is gone. Every gen in this compound, every single gen in this compound is gone. I don't even know how to feel. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. But I'm just feeling so angry, but I can't react. This is just 7 o'clock. But everybody's
to Nigeria. So that is the crab story, where the smarter crab would have to climb on the rest of the weaker crabs and then out of the bucket. And once they are outside that bucket and jumped out of the bucket, it's like a free world. It's like freedom. Think about it. You have like 1 million crab in a bucket, and you and others, let's say maybe out of that 1 million is a lot. Let's use 1,000 crab, right? So you have 1,000 crabs in the bucket. Out of the 1,000, only maybe 100 will make it out. The remaining 900 may actually have to keep struggling, trying to climb, because by then the size, the height of getting out of the bucket would have reduced. So those ones who probably survive, don't die, they will just remain in that bucket. As they are trying to climb, they'll be falling back in. As they are trying to climb, they'll be falling back in. But there will be others too that will be like, okay, you are trying to climb. As you are trying to climb out of the bucket as a crab, another crab is clinging onto you. So if you manage to cling your finger at the tip of the bucket, the other crab can drag you down and just take it and just get out. Think about that theory. It is the same as the dog eat dog. Kind of. It's what they have created. So you see all of you who are hustling. You are hustling. Nigeria no easy. Everybody they hustle. You go out there, go hustle, go do all of that, do your thing, right? Manage to put together a small comfort for yourself. Now that small comfort somehow gives you the hope that your life is still going to get better. Even when you are not paying, rather than you pay attention to those who are hell-bent in ensuring that future, you don't get them. The actions of your politicians is to ensure that whatever little comfort you think you have right now, they want to take it away from you. And they don't even have to come for you and take it. No. Policy will take it away from you. I have people who say, now anybody will get problem with they buy their property. Have you kind of met people like that? They can even be your friend and say, AK, I beg, I need 100,000 naira. I need 100,000 naira. No. I mean, if you can, and I know you can help me. This your friend, AK, will be like, Baba, I don't get 100,000. I don't get 100,000. I won't give you. I beg now. Wait, now your phone with this. This one, maybe iPhone 14 with this. I didn't know which iPhone with this. Then iPhone 14. I bought it when that time we say I get money. I buy. You get iPhone 15. They ask for 100,000 naira. I give you 150 for iPhone 15. I give you 150, you go use the remaining 50,000 naira, buy yourself a Shinko phone, put your SIM card, and work hard. Then you buy another one. There are people like that. If you want to sell any property in your house, they are there to buy it from you. They know when you bought the property. You bought a fridge, 600,000 naira. They are ready to buy it from you for 50,000 naira because they know you are in problem. There are people like that in that contraption. So everybody feels like you're all man for himself. Here you get. Once I manage to get a small comfort, Baba, I don't want to go die. I never build house, so I just start my life. I just get an apartment. I just got a job. I just got an apartment. Baba, the plans I won't go do marriage. I won't go wed my girlfriend because of I don't want to go protest. They go shoot and kill me. But guess what? He didn't go and protest so that they won't kill him. He's got a job. He's got an apartment. Maybe he's just bought himself a car. So somehow, everything is fine. If anybody they will be saying they complain, saying no get job, Baba, now your own problem be that. God go provide your own. Me, I don't do okay. But guess what? When they are not talking about the actions of the rogues in government, how it affects everybody, including you, they don't care. But guess what? And go still touch everybody. When I finally touch them, they begin to sell whatever it is they bought that gave them that comfort. They begin to sell them to survive. So last, by the time you realize that his nonchalant attitude is no interest in the guys who are making decisions for him has contributed to his own destruction, because those guys have taken decisions. They have, made their decisions that destroyed his job. He lost his job. He lost his source of a fund and whatever. Now he's selling his property. So when you now call him and say, now that they have taken everything from you, can we go and fight now? Then he's already weak. Not only that he is weak physically, he is also weak spiritually. He is no longer that person who is so ambitious, who has this bright, shining eyes that talks about how comfortable he was, his achievement, that he was not ready to go and challenge any politician or any guy in government. But slowly, steadily, the same criminal in government, through their policies, they take everything away from you. Your job, your business, that your beautiful fiancé, even your house, because finally landlord will tell you to leave if you can't pay the rent anymore. How about your car? You can't even fuel it anymore. So around that time, you're already spiritually down. To even pray itself now, wahala. And there are many young people in that category, in that contraption. So now all of us go collect. I'm talking about means as Nigeria is happening to all of us, especially those young people. Those young people you see in traffic begging you for money. They are the product of a failed system. Some of you cool off in your car, forgetting the fact that those children, they are out there and they are going to survive. Not all of them, but some of them are going to survive, and they will be surviving based on whatever they can get from you. Because you are the easiest. Now you don't get mopo, now you don't get soldier, now you don't get bulletproof car. You are just a normal person trying to take care of his family. But you ignore how the decisions of the criminals in government can contribute to what will later take away every of your hustle in the future. You ignore that until it happens. And then, this Nigeria, this country. I just thought I should say it. Everybody will collect. But it is ideal for you to understand how that goes, like how that comes by, rather, so that you can understand that what people call karma, it's not really karma per se, it is just universe. You don't put anything in it, you don't take anything out. If you take anything out, it's just a matter of time. So another guy that I usually love to listen to, because I can use him as a very good example of how not to be a police officer. But still, by standard that they have set for them in that contraption, I call him our own crime reporter. And who is that? Bright. Theo Bright. Bright Edafe. The Bright. Theo Bright. He is here with a story of somebody that robbed his own boss, stole his truck, and then got apprehended. You want to watch? Please watch.
I am SP Edafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. Stop and search is a very powerful tool when it comes to proactive policing. On the 10th of this month, a young man was intercepted driving a 911 Mercedes truck. Lo and behold, when they intercepted him and asked him to provide or prove ownership of the said truck, he said the truck belongs to a man whom he stabbed and killed the man and took over his truck. One would wonder why he chose that kind of excuse. He was arrested, but funny enough, he didn't actually kill the man. He will tell us the reason why he said he killed the man. The owner of the truck is here. He's the one that will tell us how his truck got missing. And this young man too will tell us how indeed he was arrested by the police. My brother, what is your name?
Ifeanyi Chukwu.
They look me as you talk. Ifeanyi Chukwu. How old are you?
I'm 25 years of age.
Open your mouth. You are from where?
Ebonyi State.
Where in Ebonyi?
Yes, sir.
The owner of the truck, did the police stop you? What did you tell police say do the owner of the truck?
I say I killed the owner.
Talk now. Are you talking to your girlfriend?
I told them that I killed the owner.
You tell them how you take kill the owner? How you tell them say you take kill the owner?
I told them that I killed him with machetes.
With machete or knife? Which
machete,
one? Machete.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were telling them that you killed the owner, what in your mind when you tell them say you killed the owner? Stand there.
Okay. My intention is to I thought they would leave me and the tipper.
You thought they would leave you and the tipper?
After I told them like that.
Okay, no problem. Okay, you know so they say the person whom the gods want to kill, they first make them mad. You may not understand that parable, Sha. This man I'm seeing, you know him?
It's my Oga, present Oga.
Is your Oga? Present Oga? Now you get the tipper?
Yeah.
But you say you kill her now?
I was.
Now you ghost with this?
No, you see me, correct.
Okay, alright. We have heard from him, but the most important part of this is that this truck was recovered, the suspect was arrested during the course of stop and search duty. I'll pass the mic now to the owner of the truck so that we'll also hear from him. Okay, before me is the supposed dead owner of the truck. Oga, what will be your name?
I am David Nkuma.
Okay, this boy who will recover the truck from your hand, who he be to you?
He's a driver to me.
He's a driver to you?
Yes.
Okay, so you na your guy, the way you talk am. When this truck take miss?
It was on last Sunday,
like how many weeks ago? 1 or 2 weeks ago?
It's nearly 2 weeks.
Nearly 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, when you take notice say the truck dey miss?
Say, where I say.
When you take notice say the truck not there?
It was when I went to.
If you use pidgin talk,
it was when I went to the place I used to park the lorry.
Okay.
I didn't see the lorry again.
Okay.
I started trying to call him. The number is switched off.
Okay, and I be the motor boy. Now they drive the lorry for you.
I ain't the driver.
Okay, how you tell know this boy?
It was the time I went to their site with my truck. The truck come.
Get problem.
Yeah, get problem. He come help me.
Okay.
Because he helped me, made my mind to help him also. Because he begged me to help him after repairing the truck.
Okay. So all those while you say he started staying with you in your house?
In my house. Even he slept in my house that particular day.
Oh, that very day when you carry the truck come on, so
yes.
he won't sleep for your house?
He slept for my house. Okay. But he opened the house at around 3:30 because we don't know the time where he opened
in the night.
In the night.
Okay. Anytime you say you won't carry your truck, you like say you won't use the truck do any work before.
You know, tell me say you won't carry and go work.
Okay, what did he tell you?
Because I used to go with him.
Okay.
I told him that we shall load the sand.
Okay.
So that we will wake very early and go and drop the sand.
Okay. So before you know, he carry him alone. He call off his phone.
Yes.
Okay, now when police during the course of stop and search now don't recover your truck and arrest the guy, how do you feel?
I'm feeling happy now.
Tell them they don't say you did very happy.
I'm very too much happy.
So subsequently, if you see policemen for road now, they do stop and search. You're not going to encourage them to do more.
I go tell them to do more.
You don't like me police they road or you don't like me?
Continue. 70 years old man.
Jesus is Lord. So that's a good one. A man's source of livelihood was to be stolen from him. Or bright, a Daffy. A bright, It is a question, by the way, that actually fascinates me. Not fascinate, but I mean, he's reporting crime. They are solving crime as well in their own way. Just so you know that if for any reason your traveling takes you to Delta, okay, there is a chance that Bright Daffy can provide your security. I'm just saying, but don't bank on that, okay? So I'll leave it that way. So it's been a long night. I'm so sorry that I didn't take call again, but I mean, come on. We're having a very good time, aren't we? We are. Just like these children that they made to line the street for Kolu in Kaduna. Did you see this before? Hey, Baba. That's a call, right? I think we should call it a night, because I'll see you again tomorrow. Listen, if you join us during the brunch time of Mayegun's Diary Politico, you probably will have a chance of phoning in, contribute, and whatever it is that you've always wanted to share or say something about, that may be a chance, right? But for now, I am going to call it a night. So thank you so much for your time. Like the broadcast if you haven't already. And if you have liked it, don't do it again. Just once is okay, right? So like it, share it, and I will see you some other time. So from here, good night too, as well.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ó fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.